welcome to Samara Park Part 2 America. And I really wanted to highlight this park. I'm very excited to spotlight this park because this park introduced me to this particular creator. I was looking for some inspiration for the Western themed area of the park that I'm working on now, which, I mean, you can't find on YouTube. I'm still trying to finish that up before Planet Coaster 2 comes out, but I did spend a lot of time in this park just for the sophistication of the woodwork that goes on throughout the entirety of the park. I was working on a mine train, as we'll see a little bit later, that really helped to inspire me, and so I hope to put this out there to inspire you if you're working on your own Western theme park. So let's pop in to the souvenir shop, and as I detailed in the last video that I made spotlighting this creator's first park, and if you haven't, make sure that you check that out. One of the things that I really appreciated about that park was this creator's ability to make these inside spaces feel very real. Instead of just a cubicle or the in-game box that they give you that's supposed to be a souvenir shop, they actually create a souvenir shop or a restaurant, right? And coming out into the plaza, looking at these buildings, a lot of them aren't usable. The one in front of us here is usable. The souvenir shop is usable in parts, but a lot of these buildings here are not usable. They're just there for the immersion, and that's a word that I use a lot in my last video, and I'm going to use a lot in this video. The immersion that this creator is able to produce using a very limited piece count, because we are on the PS5 and we're sitting at 85% on the PS5 with only 5 rides. I'll repeat that, 85% on the PS5 with only 5 rides. And so for my console players, you know the level of detail that really has to go into your park to be sitting at 85% with only 5 rides. I mean, in my own park, I'm stressing at 93%, and I've got significantly more rides than that. Speaking of rides, that brings us to Oak Sawmill, a log flume, the first of 2 rides that we're going to ride in this park. We're not going to ride all of them. The other 3 are flat rides, but we will ride 2. There is 1 coaster and 1 log flume. The log flume is called Oak Sawmill. So I'll walk in to the line. We didn't buy a fast pass, but we do have a way to skip the line. And as we skip the line, I want you to pay attention to the hats that the guests have on. We've got Uncle Sam, Statue of Liberty, a couple of cowboy hats, and that's a testament to the level of detail that this creator has gone to make sure that this park is absolutely believable. The stonework, the woodwork, oh, we've got the water wheel off there to the left, the ropes, all of these pieces, I knew I could use them in my park, but again, I was struggling to figure out just how. And I did reach out to this creator on Instagram saying, hey, thank you. I really appreciated you building this because it helped me find some inspiration for what I was trying to do. And so that brings us to the log flume. We'll wait for the next log to pull into the station. There it is. And we'll wait for these folks to hop out. But we're going to hop in. This is Oak Sawmill. We'll hop in, enjoy the ride, and I'll see you after. Hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. That was Oak Sawmill and a magnificent log flume. I haven't really dabbled that much in log flumes in Planet Coaster 1, but I really do hope that you enjoy that one. Everything from the caverns to the caves to the interactions with the path, I thought that was absolutely stupendous, and it's inspired me to make a log flume of my own. Maybe I'll try to squeeze it in before Planet Coaster 2 comes out later this fall. But we enter out into the plaza here, past the livery stable. Not usable in game, but it's still usable in the sense of it still contributes to the immersiveness of the park, right? Really pulls you in. And we go over here to this restaurant. And this is a restaurant. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. These are tables and chairs and animatronics made to simulate guests. And the tables, I checked this, are actually made out of the coaster flanges. Look at this fire pit made out of a lava piece. And it looks like something to stoke the fire placed right in there. And this isn't usable in-game, but it does add to the overall atmosphere of this area. But still, as we walk past the menus, this is a restaurant. You could see guests coming in and out of this cubicle, this square piece that has been made to look like an actual restaurant, especially from the path. And I'm telling you, when I came here, I was so impressed at the different shades of color, the different pieces that were used, the way each wood piece was used. We have a church up here. Yeah, you know, if it's the Wild West, you have to have a church. And it really does bring the entire area together. The general store, you have to have one of those. And I can't pass this without mentioning the stairs. I know we finally have, it looks like we have stairs in Planet Coaster 2, but you know, this creator has found a way to make stairs right here around the general store with the t-shirts and the hats and the balloons. And I think we're coming into the center of the town because we have City Hall with the flag, and we have a junction here, so we'll go right. And I know there's definitely one spot that I do want to visit. And if you take a look at the sight line as you're walking along the path. I mean, if that doesn't make you want to go and ride that coaster right away, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. And we open up onto another plaza with another great sight line of the coaster that we'll ride in a bit, but we're going to take a turn to the right, past the tailor, past the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Oh, I think, yeah, we're heading into the reservation. The waterfalls, just a very nice transition from a western
New Zealand
into the wilderness. And these teepees, I was like, how did they make these? These are actually the drapes, the same drapes you just saw decked out in red, white, and blue. Same drapes angled at a specific angle with a few gingerbread icing pieces attached to them and recolored. That's it. And a few, you know, other accents. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And I was flabbergasted, absolutely flabbergasted when it comes to the bunting and these hidden rides. Like, we saw this before, you know, this ride kind of hidden in the back, but, you know, we see it up close now. I think this is
Walking
Tonkin, if I believe. But I love parks like this. Like, my home park is Kennywood. And the thing I love about Kennywood is that you really have to work to see everything. You have to find the rides that you want to ride. Of course, they have coasters poking above the trees and all that. But, you know, really what I enjoy about that park is that you have to walk into the scenery. You have to walk into and beneath the trees and the forest. And you have to find everything that makes the park special. And that's what I'm really getting from this park. That's why I really love this park. The second park I created on Planet Coaster was a park that very similar to Kennywood. And I really have an appreciation. Look at this bathroom here in the cave. I have appreciation for a park that does something like this. You've got these kind of nooks and areas where, you know, there might not be a huge coaster back there, but you've got to find it. You've got to do the work. You have to put in the time. You've got to earn the price that you paid for the ticket. As we come up to a statue, and if you saw the first video, you know, this creator loves their statues, and I love this pairing right above this flying ride. I mean, that's got to be on purpose, right? That's got to be on purpose. I mean, let me know down in the comments what you think as we exit this area and we come onto, I think, probably the best sightline. I'm going to give this my best sightline award. I'm going to start that now. That's the thing I'm going to do. The best sightline award for this park, I think, is coming out of that area, especially if you factor in the waterfalls. I mean, this tells you everything you need to know about the park. And I'm going to pan down here real quick, just to take a look at this canoe, because that's not in game. That's not in game. If you know the game, that's not in game. And it's really well done. So we'll come back up to where we departed from the main path, up to this locomotive here. And right now that mountain is calling us to, there it is, Silverton Railroad. So folks, if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and hop into Silverton Railroad. We'll hop in the line and see what this coaster has to offer. I'll see you on the other side. I wanted to step back and take a look at this view of the queue line that we're about to walk through, just to show you the level of detail and the amount of work that went into creating such an immersive experience. Something that pulls you in and really makes you believe that this is the Silverton Railroad. The amount of bridges and buildings that you walk through are absolutely well done, well thought out. And we're going to take a walk through here. We're not
Silverton Railroad
pass line. I don't want to do that. No, I want to experience this in all of its glory. I don't want to skip all of the buildings and all of the wonderful sight lines that we get. Starting off with this one. I mean, why would you ever want to go into the priority pass line? Well, you could walk by the water. You could see the train go by. You can walk through multiple buildings, including this one, with the boilers and the rope work, the pulleys, the wheels, the gears, the waterfall. Oh, there goes a train. I mean, and all of this is viewable from this queue line. The bridges that you have to go over in order to get to the station. I mean, I wouldn't want it any other way. You know, you want me to pay, you know, $100 a day, $180 a day, whatever it is to buy a priority pass so I can skip through all of this? No thank you. No thank you. But this is really something special. And the pipework up here on the ceiling, I mean, this is something that people forget about when it comes to Western theming. Don't forget about the steam and steel aspect of it as well, depending on your definition of Western, right? I mean, you know, that still was right alongside there of the industrial age. So a nice blending of those two. And into the station we come, with the gates hidden expertly by these wooden support structures, wooden beams. And what I really appreciate about this as the train rolls in is that the station is open. It's open. After going through all of those buildings, you've got the baggage storage over there, but the openness really adds to this as just a frontier type of town. It is a frontier station. Doesn't matter if it's covered or not. It's going in the mine. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter at all, right? It's rugged, it's roughshod, and it's ready to go. And so are we. This is Silverton Railroad. Enjoy. And that was Silverton Railroad. Let's hop off with the guests that just got off. Thanks for riding with us. We'll come down the exit ramp here and take a look at this photo booth. Great job of using the TVs, things that look like printers, just all the odds and ends that you can use in the game, even using the guest viewpoint there to have guests stop and look like they're looking at photos. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. I said in the last video, I wish that we could upload our own videos and photos as console players into Planet Coaster 1. Hopefully that'll be something in Planet Coaster 2. But off to the left here, we have one of my favorite spots of the park, and something I think this creator does exceptionally well. And something I really like to do is creating these quiet spaces where guests can come and sit after a ride on Silverton Railroad, look at their photos, grab a bite to eat, or just relax away from the noise and the crowds. I really do love that. A nice shaded area where they can sit and just enjoy being in this park, because I am. I hope you guys are. I really do. And let me know down in the comments what you think about this park and what you think we'll be able to do as console players and cross-console players in the next iteration of this wonderful, wonderful game. So off to the right here, as you can see, we've got Mexico and China. And I believe the next video is going to be on China. So we've got some great rides to ride there. And that's where this path leads off to. Opening soon, but you can look forward to that video very, very soon. And lastly, we did not see this. And I did not see this until pretty late. I mean, I spent a lot of time in this park, but this, I believe, and let me know if I'm wrong, is supposed to be a kind of Yellowstone, like a mini Yellowstone, just sitting here in the middle of this park. And Genetic Soft, if you're watching this, let me know. I gotta know, because that's my guess, that this is some...